clerks, businessmen, workers, so to speak, who sorely need and well deserve a season of rest and relaxation at least once a year. To these and for these I write. Perhaps more than 50 years of devotion to woodcraft may enable me to give a few useful hints and suggestions to those whose dreams, during the close season of work, are of camp life by flood, field, and forest. I have found that nearly all who have a real love of nature and out-of-door camp life spend a good deal of time and talk in planning future trips, or discussing the trips and pleasures gone by, but still dear to memory. When the mountain streams are frozen and the Norland winds are out, when the winter winds are drifting the bitter sleet and snow, when winter rains are making out-of-door life unendurable, when season, weather, and law combine to make it close time for beast, bird, and man, it is well that a few congenial spirits should, at some favored trysting place, gather around the glowing stove and exchange yarns, opinions, and experiences. Perhaps no two will exactly agree on the best ground for an outing, or half a dozen other points that may be discussed. But one thing all admit, each and every one has gone to his chosen ground with too much impedimenta, too much duffel, and nearly all have used boats at least twice as heavy as they need to have been. The temptation to buy this or that bit of indispensable camp kit has been too strong, and we have gone to the blessed woods, handicapped with a load fit for a pack mule. This is not how to do it. Go light, the lighter the better, so that you have the simplest material for health, comfort, and enjoyment. Of course, if you intend to have a permanent camp and can reach it by boat or wagon, lightness is not so important, though even in that case it is well to guard against taking a lot of stuff that is likely to prove of more weight than worth, only to leave it behind when you come out. As to clothing for the woods, a good deal of nonsense has been written about strong, coarse woolen clothes. You do not want coarse woolen clothes. Fine woolen cashmere of medium thickness for coat, vest, and pantaloons, with no cotton lining. Color, slate gray or dead leaf, either is good. 2 soft, thick woolen shirts, 2 pairs of fine but substantial woolen drawers, 2 pairs of strong woolen socks or stockings. These are what you need, and all you need in the way of clothing for the woods, excepting hat and boots or gaiters. Boots are best, providing you do not let yourself be inveigled into wearing a pair of long-legged heavy boots with thick soles, as has been often advised by writers who knew no better. Heavy long-legged boots are a weary, tiresome encumbrance on a hard tramp through rough woods. Even moccasins are better. Gaiters, all sorts of high shoes, in fact, are too bothersome about fastening and unfastening. Light boots are best, not thin, unserviceable affairs, but light as to actual weight. The following hints will give an idea for the best footgear for the woods. Let them be single-soled, single backs and single fronts, except light, short foot linings. Back of solid country kip, fronts of substantial French calf, heel 1 inch high, with steel nails. Countered outside, straps narrow, of fine French calf, put on a straddle, and set down to the top of the back. The outsole stout Spanish oak and pegged rather than sewed, although either is good. They will weigh considerably less than half as much as the clumsy, costly boots usually recommended for the woods, and the added comfort must be tested to be understood. The hat should be fine, soft felt, with moderately low crown and wide brim, color to match the clothing. The proper covering for head and feet is no slight affair, and will be found worth some attention. Be careful that the boots are not too tight or the hat too loose. The above rig will give the tourist 1 shirt, 1 pair of drawers, and a pair of socks to carry as extra clothing. A soft, warm blanket bag, open at the ends and just long enough to cover the sleeper, with an oblong square of waterproof cotton cloth, 6 by 8 feet, will give warmth and shelter by night, and will weigh together 5 or 6 pounds. This, with the extra clothing, will make about 8 pounds of dry goods to pack over carries, which is enough. Probably also it will be found little enough for comfort. During a canoe cruise across the northern wilderness in the late summer, I met many parties at different points in the woods, and the amount of unnecessary duffel with which they encumbered themselves was simply appalling. Why a shrewd businessman, who goes through with a guide and makes a forest hotel his camping ground nearly every night, should handicap himself with a 5-peck pack basket full of